Kid Pack, and welcome to a new segment we call KP Adventure Toons. Our story begins high atop the snow-laden peaks of White Elephant Mountain, as the spot where the big brains of the World Society have chosen to hold their annual Golden Brain Award ceremony.
Each year, the person who presents the best invention receives this Golden Brain Trophy and $10,000 cash.
And someone who hopes to win that Golden Brain Award
And $10,000 cash.
is none other than our very own Professor Wisenheimer.
Hello, everyone. I've moved my laboratory up here to the White Elephant Peaks to get ready for the big brain competition.
Gee, that must have been hard.
Yes, but it's worth it. This year, I'm going to design the best invention and make it to the top. It's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, but we are going to do it.
We? Do you have help?
Why, yes, I do. Working together with me is my good friend...
Professor! Professor! Why is it so cold in here?
Well, as the narrator pointed out, we are in the White Elephant Mountain Range, and it's negative 32 degrees outside.
Well, good grief, hurry up and finish your invention so we can get this freezing video over with.
Oh, now, Nerdo, it's not as easy as that. Building a winning invention takes time and lots of discipline.
No truer words have ever been spoken. For if we wish to reach the top, it will take self-discipline and dedication. This goes for our relationship with God and everything that He has for us.
That's right. I've been working on this invention for years now.
Professor, that's a clipboard. They already invented that.
No, not this. The secret invention. The one you've been helping me with.
Oh, well, the competition's 3 days away. Don't you think we should hurry and finish?
You're absolutely right, Nerdo. Turn on my thinking music and let's go to work.
Just then, at that very moment, a pair of menacing eyes watched the duo intently. A pair of menacing eyes belonging to none other than Dr. Avalanche, arch nemesis of Professor Wisenheimer. Why, he's a sneaky, rotten, conniving little...
Please, flattery will get you nowhere.
What are we doing here, Avalanche?
Weren't you paying attention to the video? The Big Brain Society is handing out an award here.
So?
I'll have you know that I intend to enter the competition with the best invention and win.
Really? Mm-hmm. And how are you supposed to do that exactly? All of your inventions you've either goofed up, messed up, or have ended up in flames.
Blast it, Wally. I'm not entering one of my own inventions. I'm going to steal Wisenheimer's invention and take all the credit myself, and thereby win the competition and achieve a lifelong dream of receiving a golden brain. And more importantly, the $10,000 cash.
Gee, to reach the top, don't you think you should be all dedicated and self-disciplined like they were talking about earlier?
Nope, it's the fast and easy way for me. Laugh with me, Wally. I say, you sound as if you're coming down with a cold, Wally. Perhaps we can find some Ricola up here somewhere.
It wasn't me, Avalanche. It sounded like a Yeti hiding in the mountains.
There's no such thing as a Yeti, Wally. Now, hand me the grappling gun so I can swipe an invention.
But just as Homer turned around to grab the tool of thievery... Yeah!
Oh, for goodness sake, Wally, what is it this time? Yeah!
Yeah is right, because out behind a rather large rock stepped a very hungry-looking Yeti. And we're not talking about a thermos. Oh, it looks like these two have run into some trouble.
Please don't eat me. Take him. He's smaller, but more flavorful.
Gee, thanks. But just then, the Yeti did something that no one was expecting. Whoop.
Oh, I can't look. It's too tragic and gruesome. Wally, just because you're getting eaten, don't think you're off the hook for that $5 you owe me.
She's not eating me, Avalanche. I think she's looking for my sandwich.
Confound it, Wally. What sandwich are you talking about?
My sandwich. Yes, for you see, Wally always carried a sauerkraut and goat cheese sandwich on pumpernickel wherever he went, which everyone knows is a Yeti's favorite treat.
Where were you keeping that sandwich this entire time?
In my pocket. Where else?
Ooh, Wally. I think she likes you.
Very funny. What are we supposed to do now? We're here to steal the professor's invention, not babysit a Yeti. It was at that very moment that the wily Dr. Avalanche hatched a sinister scheme.
We won't have to steal the invention. We'll get this overgrown ape to do it for us. Pardon me, Miss Yeti. Could you drop my friend there, please?
Could have chosen a different word. Avalanche then proceeded to convince the Yeti to go in and steal Professor Wisenheimer's invention for him. The Yeti, however, refused, as any self-respecting Yeti would, because she knew it was the wrong thing to do and we must always stand for what is right.
Oh, come on. It's not like it really matters. The professor has plenty of other inventions.
Yeah, he won't miss just one.
Besides, if you don't do it, I'll tell everyone on this mountain that you're a big fat scaredy cat.
Yeah, and everyone will think you're some kind of weird loser. Well, regardless of what anyone thinks, we should always stand for God and stand for what's right, serving him with all our hearts, no matter the consequences. However, the Yeti did not want to be called a scaredy cat, so she unfortunately agreed to help Dr. Avalanche, even though she knew it was the wrong choice. Oh, if only she would have chosen to stand up for what is right. Just like our memory verse says, "But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Joshua 24:15.
Phew! Professor, we've been working so hard. I think it's time for a beanie weenie break.
Not yet, Nerdo. We're almost finished. I need you to take this sticker of my face and place it on the invention.
Professor, I can't do that.
Well, of course you can. It's simple. I'll help you.
No, Professor, I just can't do that.
Well, do you know how to use a sticker?
Yes?
And do you know where my invention is?
Yes?
Well, then for goodness sake, why can't you put the sticker on my invention?
Because it's being carried out the door right now by a giant Yeti.
What?
The professor quickly turned just in time to see his invention vanish out the door in the clutches of the Yeti.
Quick, Nerdo, after her!
But what about my beanie weenie break?
The two quickly dashed out the door in hot pursuit of the thieving mammal.
Hot pursuit? It's freezing out here.
But despite the bad pun, Nerdo and the professor were no match for the Yeti's speed, and she continued to pull ahead.
She's getting away!
Just then, Nerdo remembered that he had brought a beanie weenie and pickle sandwich for lunch that day. He quickly pulled the sandwich out and dropped it on the snow. The Yeti, smelling the sandwich, immediately stopped in her tracks and dropped the invention. Unfortunately, she dropped it right into the hands of Dr. Avalanche.
Wow, it actually worked. Come on, Wally, let's get out of here.
And so saying, the two villains dashed away.
They're gone! And so is all the hard work on my invention. I hope you're happy, you blasted Yeti. This is all your fault.
Yeah, now my sandwich is gone too.
Just what do you have to say for yourself?
The Yeti was overcome with sadness for her bad deed.
Oh, don't bother crying now. It's too late.
Yeah, why don't you just go away or something?
Oh, gee, fellas, don't you think you're being a little harsh?
Harsh my Aunt Fanny. We put a lot of work into that invention.
Well, yeah, but she's genuinely sorry.
So?
Now, Nerdo, the narrator is right. After all, God has forgiven us, so we should also forgive others.
But she doesn't deserve that.
Well, none of us deserve forgiveness. In fact, because of our wrongdoing, we all actually deserve to be punished by God. But he so loved us that instead of punishing us, he sent his son, Jesus, to take our place and die on a cross. Everyone is messed up. But Jesus gave his life so that we can be forgiven and our hearts made clean and completely right with God.
Yes, Jesus is the only way to be forgiven and enter into a relationship with God. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16.
You are so right, Professor. It's okay, Yeti. I forgive you. God has forgiven me, so I'm gonna forgive you too.
Yes. Well, now that that is taken care of, we need to... Now that that is taken care of, we need to... We need to find a way to get my invention back. It could be very dangerous if it were to fall into the wrong hands. Thankfully, I had Nerdo install the off switch on this remote. Isn't that right, Nerdo?
The blank stare the professor received was not reassuring.
Nerdo, did you forget to install the off switch?
Sorry. Oh, boy.
Oh boy is right, for at that very moment, the two villains were approaching the Big Brain Society Lodge.
Let's go, Wally.
Wait a second, don't you think you should turn it on first?
Why's that?
You don't even know what this thing does. How are you supposed to tell the judges about it?
Good thinking.
But I don't see no off switch, Avalanche.
Confound it, Wally, don't bore me with details and just turn it on.
And with that, Wally pressed the on button. The machine rumbled to life and...
What is it?
It's snow. Yes, the professor had designed a machine that could be used anywhere to generate endless amounts of snow. Finally, the steaming hot beaches of South America could experience what it truly means to have a snow day.
Hooray!
All right, we know what it does. Now turn it off, Wally. We'll take it inside.
But I can't turn it off. There's no off button. Indeed, there is not, for as we learned last week, Nerdo forgot to install it.
What do you mean you didn't install the off feature?
Sorry, Professor.
Oh, this is not good. Without that off button, my invention will keep making more and more snow and never stop. It will go on endlessly.
The professor, of course, was exactly right, for back at the lodge, a small mountain was forming as the machine continued to pour out fresh white snow. Stop, you machine, stop! But despite Wally's demands, it did not. It just kept going and going, heaping up more and more snow, never stopping for a second, which is just like God's love for us. His love never stops and never runs out. The Bible says in the book of Psalms, "But you, O God, are both tender and kind, not easily angered, immense in love, and you never quit." His love never quits. Thank God who did it all. His love never quits. Very much like the professor's machine.
Not bad. You actually made that work.
Thank you.
Help! We're getting covered up here.
Yes, just like God's love covers us completely. No, you don't understand. It won't stop. Exactly. There's nothing that we could ever do that could ever make God stop loving us. His love is endless. It goes on and on.
It's going on and on.
Boy, you two are really getting into today's message.
Oh, just go to the next scene or something.
Okay. Meanwhile, inside the lodge, one of the big brain members was gazing out the window.
I say, Edgar, the vertical ascension of this fabricated abode appears to be ascending at an unusually brisk rate.
Dagnabbit, I ain't Edgar. I'm the janitor. Speak English, man.
This building appears to be rising.
A correct observation, for the snow beneath the building had gotten so large that it was raising the building into the air.
This does not bode well.
Yeah, and it doesn't look good either.
Higher and higher the snow rose, creating a giant snow mountain. Of course, a growing mountain is not something you see every day, so it quickly caught the attention of Nerdo.
Oh, my stars! I just found a leftover beanie weenie in my pocket.
Ahem. I said the snow mountain quickly caught the attention of Nerdo.
Huh? Did you say something, narrator?
Nerdo, just please turn around.
Wow! I don't remember that mountain being there.
Oh no! They must have turned on my machine. And look, up top, those people are in danger.
Help!
They sure are. Well, I'm going home.
Nerdo, we have to help them.
But what can we do?
If we can get to the top and reach the machine, we could install this off switch and shut it down.
But how in the world are we supposed to do that, Professor? It's impossible.
Now see here, Nerdo. Nothing is impossible with God. In the Bible, do you know what Caleb said when it was time for him to claim a mountain that was full of enemy warriors?
I wish I had a bulldozer.
That's right. I wish I had a bulldozer. No! He said, "Give me this mountain." Situations may look impossible, but our help comes from God, and by gum, we are mountain conquerors. Where does our help come from, Nerdo?
Our help comes from God.
Where does our help come from, Nerdo?
Our help comes from God.
That's right.
Are we gonna conquer this mountain?
Yes, we are.
And how are we gonna get up there?
I don't quite know that yet.
It was at that moment that the Yeti looked up at the towering mountain before her, the very mountain that she herself had helped create, and she knew in her heart that God had placed her there for that very moment.
Perhaps I could construct some sort of balloon that could float us up to the top.
Professor, I have a better idea.
Oh, what's that?
We could run the Yeti up!
All right, I guess that works.
The Yeti zoomed up the mountain. The icy slick surface was no match for her animal strength and speed.
Help us!
The snow mountain continued to grow, lifting the lodge higher and higher into the atmosphere.
I say, Chauncey, the air seems to be getting a little thin, don't you think?
Quite right, Edgar.
Tarnation! We're getting too high up. We're running out of oxygen.
The air is getting too thin up there. Soon they won't be able to breathe. We're not going to make it in time.
But we've got to try.
It was at that moment that Nerdo recalled our memory verse for this week. I look up to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. He is the maker of heaven and earth. Psalms 121, 1 and 2. Nerdo knew deep within that God was his help. And with God's help, any mountain we ever face can be conquered.
Yeti, throw me!
What?
You heard me? Throw me in the air. I'll turn the machine off.
Crazy though it seems, the Yeti obliged. Using her incredible Yeti strength, she hoisted Nerdo and launched him into the air. Higher and higher he flew.
Look, a shooting Nerdo.
Quick, Chauncey, make a wish.
But Nerdo, you forgot the off switch!
Indeed he did, but it wasn't needed. For while flying through the air, Nerdo pulled out a spare can of Beanie Weenies and with amazing precision threw it and hit the machine. Finally, the snow stopped and the lodge came to a halt.
Hooray!
Hooray! He did it! He destroyed my invention.
There, it's all right, Professor.
I did it! Hooray! Oh boy.
Thankfully, the snow beneath him provided a soft landing. Moments later, the occupants of the lodge had safely slid down the mountain using garbage bags provided by the janitor.
These things will help you down nice and smooth.
And smoothly they went, all except for Chauncey, who, despite having a big brain, was rather lacking in hand-eye coordination. And because of his amazing invention, the Big Brain Society awarded the professor the grand prize.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Unfortunately, the damage caused by his invention came to the sum total of about $10,000.
Oh well, at least we got a cool trophy.
A brain! Huh, I got a brain!
Yes, it finally happened. As for Wally and Dr. Avalanche, they finally dug their way out and were last seen heading south.
We may be heading for warmer climates, but revenge is a dish best served cold.
Well, I think that you two just need to chill out.
Please stop talking.
Nerdo and the professor said goodbye to their new friend and prepared to pack up the lab to return home.
Even though you destroyed years of research and development, I'm excited for whatever comes next.
Yeah, maybe we'll go into outer space or find a dinosaur.
I doubt it, Nerdo. But no matter what type of mountains we face, we know that when we follow God, we can conquer it.
Yes, for our help comes from God. He is the maker of heaven and earth.
Now all we have to do is press this button, and my lab will automatically pack up and condense into a conveniently travel-sized package. As long as Nerdo here remembered to install the on switch, of course.
Yeah, about that.
Oh, brother.
And that is where we shall take our leave. Thank you for joining us. We hope that you have enjoyed KP Adventure Toons Elevate.